I've spent decades studying the most successful individuals of our time, and I'm here to tell you that the greatest discovery of my research isn't about money, influence, or external achievements. The most powerful revelation is this: your focus determines your reality. And when you learn to focus on yourself, truly focus on your inner development, success becomes not just probable, but inevitable. Let me take you back to a time when I sat across from Andrew Carnegie in his magnificent library. The steel magnate leaned forward in his chair, his eyes blazing with intensity, and shared with me a truth that would forever change my understanding of achievement. He said, "Hill, the world is filled with people looking outward for success, but the truly successful look inward first. Consider for a moment the way most people approach their ambitions. They fixate on the external markers of success, the fine automobiles, the magnificent houses, the social recognition. They spend their days chasing these symbols, much like a dog chasing its tail, running in circles but never quite reaching its goal. This approach, my friends, is precisely backwards. You see, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. When you focus on developing yourself, your character, your skills, your mindset, success is drawn to you as naturally as metal to a magnet. This is not mere philosophy. This is a fundamental law of achievement that I've witnessed in action countless times. Picture, if you will, a master sculptor working with a block of marble. Does the sculptor spend his time dreaming about the finished statue, or does he focus intently on each precise chip and cut of his chisel? The answer is clear. His focus is on the work at hand, on the meticulous crafting of his masterpiece. The recognition, the accolades, the success, these come as a natural consequence of his dedication to his craft. You, my dear friends, are both the sculptor and the marble. Every thought you think, every skill you develop, every habit you cultivate is a chip of the chisel, slowly but surely revealing the masterpiece within. This is why focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is, in fact, your primary responsibility. Let me share with you a profound truth I learned from Thomas Edison during one of our many conversations. He told me, "Hill, before I could create light for the world, I had to kindle the flame within myself." Edison understood that external achievements are merely reflections of internal development. Consider this: every thought you hold in your mind is like a seed planted in fertile soil. When you focus on self-improvements, on developing your abilities and character, you're planting seeds of success that must, by natural law, grow into achievement. But when you focus solely on external success, you're trying to harvest crops from untilled soil. I've interviewed hundreds of the world's most successful individuals, and without exception, they all share this understanding. Henry Ford didn't become successful by focusing on building a fortune. He became successful by focusing on becoming the kind of person who could revolutionize an industry. His wealth was simply a byproduct of his personal development. Now, let me be crystal clear about what focusing on yourself truly means. It doesn't mean narcissistic self-absorption. It means dedicated, purposeful self-development. It means studying your craft until you become a master. It means developing your character until it becomes unshakable. When you wake each morning, your first thought should not be about what you want to get from the world, but rather what you need to become to serve the world better. This subtle shift in focus makes all the difference. When you focus on becoming valuable, success cannot help but follow. I remember sitting with George Eastman in his office at Kodak discussing this very principle. He shared with me how his success came not from chasing profits, but from a relentless focus on developing his technical expertise and business acumen. The money, he said, was simply the world's way of rewarding personal excellence. Let me tell you about a young man I once knew. He came to me frustrated with his lack of progress in life. He had spent years chasing success, jumping from one opportunity to another, always looking for the quick path to riches. I asked him a simple question: what have you done to deserve success? The question stopped him cold. You see, success is not a gift. It's a reward. It's compensation for becoming a person of value. When you focus on yourself, on developing your skills, your character, your knowledge, you're actually focusing on becoming someone worthy of success. This is the great secret that most people never understand. Think of it this way: success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. When you focus on personal growth, on developing your abilities and character, success becomes attracted to you as naturally as a flower turns toward the sun. I want you to understand something vital. Every achievement in your life will be in direct proportion to your commitment to personal excellence. The marketplace pays for excellence, not excuses. The world rewards value, not intentions. When you focus on becoming excellent, on developing genuine value, success follows as naturally as day follows night. Now, let me address something I see in your eyes, that burning question about time. But Mr. Hill, you're thinking, how long must I focus on self-development before success comes? This is precisely the wrong question. It's like asking how long you must plant seeds before harvesting crops. The answer is you plant until the harvest comes, and you never stop planting. Remember this. While you're developing yourself, success is developing its way to you. Every book you read, every skill you master, every challenge you overcome is creating an unstoppable momentum toward achievement. The universe has no choice but to reward dedicated self-improvement. It's a law as certain as gravity. I've studied the lives of men like Carnegie, Ford, Edison, and Rockefeller. These titans of industry didn't achieve success by accident. They achieved it by focusing relentlessly on self-development, on becoming the kind of people who could achieve great things. Their fortunes were simply the natural result of their personal growth. Let me share with you a principle that changed my life when I first understood it. Your income can only grow to the extent that you do. Your success can only increase to the degree that you increase your own capacity for success. This is why focusing on yourself is the fastest path to achievement. Think of your potential as a muscle. Every time you focus on self-improvement, you're exercising that muscle, making it stronger. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every challenge you face head-on is another rep in your success workout. And just like physical exercise, the results come not from sporadic efforts, but from consistent, dedicated focus. I want you to understand something profound. The world doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. And what you can do is directly proportional to who you become. This is why focusing on yourself, on becoming more capable, more skilled, more valuable, is the surest path to success. Consider this. Every great achievement in human history was first achieved in the mind and character of the achiever before it became a physical reality. The Wright brothers had to become the kind of men who could solve the riddle of flight before they could build their airplane. Edison had to develop the persistence and creativity necessary to fail thousands of times before he could succeed in creating the light bulb. Your focus determines your reality. When you focus on external success, you're always chasing, always one step behind. But when you focus on self-development, you're building the foundation that will naturally attract and sustain success. It's the difference between trying to hold water in your hands and building a reservoir. Let me be absolutely clear. This principle of focusing on yourself is not about ego or selfishness. It's about responsibility. You have a responsibility to develop your talents, to cultivate your abilities, to become the best version of yourself. Because when you do, you're not just serving yourself, you're serving the world. I've interviewed countless successful individuals, and they all share this understanding. They know that their greatest service to the world comes not from what they have, but from who they are. Their focus on self-development wasn't selfish. It was their greatest contribution to society. Consider this carefully. Every time you improve yourself, you improve your capacity to serve others. Every skill you master, every bit of knowledge you acquire, every aspect of your character you strengthen makes you more valuable to the world. This is why focusing on yourself is actually the most selfless thing you can do. Now, let me address the skeptics in the room. You might be thinking, but Mr. Hill, isn't this all rather self-centered? No, my friends, it's self-directed. And there's a crucial difference. Being self-centered means thinking only of yourself. Being self-directed means taking responsibility for yourself. The world is filled with people waiting for success to find them, waiting for opportunities to fall into their laps, waiting for someone else to develop their potential. But success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work on themselves until they become irresistible to success. Remember this, success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by the person you become. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, success has no choice but to follow. It's as natural as water flowing downhill, as inevitable as the sunrise. I want you to make a decision right now. Decide that from this moment forward, your primary focus will be on self-development. Decide that you will become the kind of person who deserves the success you desire. Decide that you will work harder on yourself than you do on anything else. Because here's the truth. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Your focus on self-development is the key that unlocks that destiny. It's the force that transforms potential into achievement, dreams into reality, and possibilities into certainties. As we conclude our time together, remember this. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Your success is determined by who you become, not by what you chase. Focus on yourself, your growth, your development, your character, and success will follow as naturally as spring follows winter. The choice is yours, and the time is now. Will you continue to chase success, or will you begin the noble work of becoming someone whom success naturally follows? The path I've shown you today is clear, proven, and certain. Focus on yourself, and success will follow, not by chance, but by natural law, not by luck, but by design, not by accident, but by intention. Take this message to heart, my friends. Let it guide your actions and shape your future. For in the end, the success you seek is not out there waiting to be found. It's within you, waiting to be developed. Focus on yourself and success will follow. This is my promise to you, based on a lifetime of study and observation. Now, go forth and become the person you are meant to be. Your success awaits.